24/7 Teachers Training, a lesson-by-lesson tutorial for homogeneous teaching. We are an EdTech textbook publisher.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear teacher. I welcome you on behalf of the Snowman publishers to an online tutorial on section 3 of chapter 5 of Science Grade 4, which covers the topic sound. The video will cover properties of sound, how is sound produced, echoes. So let's get started with the teaching plan. Welcome the students in class with hand gestures only. Make no sound at all. Prepare 2 flashcards of Assalamu alaikum and how are you all. Write the word sounds on the board and gesture them to open their textbooks. Students will find this funny and interesting at the same time. This will grab their attention in seeking to know what is happening. Then start speaking and ask them these questions. Was it easier to understand me without sound? How do you think sounds are helpful to us? Then, as an interesting activity, ask the students to create a pin drop silence in the class and try to listen whatever sounds come from outside the classroom. Let them listen for a few minutes. Then list all the sounds they mentioned on the board, such as birds chirping, a teacher speaking in another class, leaves rustling if it's windy, noise of traffic, and other kids speaking outside. Present an interesting situation to them and ask, you cannot see any of the things you have mentioned. How do you think this sound is reaching you? Help them brainstorm and answer in creative ways. Explain that sound is a form of energy. Read out aloud the section of the textbook describing production of sound and tell the students to follow in their own books. Draw the diagram of sound waves on the board to explain that sound travels in waves. For a detailed explanation, you may arrange water in a tray and tap one of its sides with a spoon to show how sound waves are traveling. Or you may play a loud audio on your phone near the tray and show how the sound creates ripples. Tell the students that these waves are called vibrations. Ask a student to explain how vibrations of a phone feel like. This will help you connect the lesson to students' experience and memory. Ask the students if any one of them has ever been to an empty room and experienced his or her sound coming back to him. If yes, ask them how it felt and why do they think it happens. Then explain that echoes are an important property of sound, which means that just like light, sound is also reflected when it hits hard surfaces. It comes back to its source and we hear our own sound coming from the opposite direction. Explain that this phenomenon can only be experienced in places with hard or rocky surroundings such as mountains, caves, empty halls. Soft surfaces absorb sound. Therefore, it does not bounce back. If possible, you may take the students to an empty hall or a spare classroom with no furniture inside the school and help them experience echo. For homework, you can ask the students to write the names of 5 objects in their home which produce sound, such as a television. Students may be asked to draw X diagram of sound waves in their notebooks. Thank you, Honorable Teacher, for your listening, and Allah Hafiz.